What year were you born?
1938. We were brought, there was 5 of us, we were brought up in a little house in Kirgate. And we all used to play, there was lots of children, we all used to play in the backyards then. And behind our house there was like stables where they had kept ponies, and people had flat carts. They used to come around selling stuff.
Well, I was born in Cockermouth in 1941, 28th of May. I was born during the war. I lived in a place called Marketplace, which unfortunately is no longer there now. It's all knocked down and redeveloped. I lived there till I was 4-year-old. Then I moved up to Churchgate House in Kirgate. Anyway, we lived there till 1946, and then we moved up to St Helens Street, number 1 St Helens Street, which is the top going out of the town.
Well, I was born in 7 Derwent Street at Cockermouth. So they called it Gas Row then, because the big gas tanks were down at the bottom of the street, and I was born near the top, at 7 Grass Row. Derwent Street, that's what it's named now. There was poor people, but my mother come off dealers, horse dealers. Now then, in Cockermouth, you know the church, well, we call that Gallabara. Gallabara. They've all changed these names now, Gallabara. Now then, right opposite the church, that's where my grandparents lived, and the horses in the stables, in the middle of the town.
My dad worked in a quarry. He was the one that put the dynamite in the holes or something. He worked in Threlkeld and used to come home every night with his clogs on. But my mum just worked at school.
And then right after the war, when they built the new houses on Slateville, my parents got one of the first one, you see. And Michael was a new baby then, and we moved up onto the Slateville. Then we were in there till I was 15. And of course, by then there was 11 children then. And we got a 4-bedroom house on Melbrake Avenue. And I was in there till I got married at 19.
I remember when we moved into number 1 St Helens Street, it had gas on the lower floor, nothing upstairs. We had a candle to go to bed with. And I think every 3 months a chap used to come around and empty the gas meter, used to put a penny in and turn it, and you got a rebate. So we were like bees round honey. When he was doing the meter, we were standing there waiting. We used to get a few pennies back, and Mum would say, there's some for you, Bill, there's some for you, Mike, there's some for you, and it was great. And then, of course, rationing had finished, so we could dash down to the sweet shop and we could buy as many sweets as we wanted. We thought it was great, you know, because you had a ration book, and once you used your coupons up, that was your lot, you couldn't buy any more. So when rationing finished, into the sweet shop, great.
But they didn't have washing machines then, it was dolly tubs and stuff like that. Everybody had the lines out. But it's funny when you come along there, so they're washing their steps, I better do that. You got a bit of chalk and you put chalk on the front of the step. They don't do that now, though.
We had an outside toilet at St Helens Street. It was rather a big toilet outside, which was inconvenient when you weren't well. You needed to dash down the stairs and out into the garden and around the back. But it was commonplace in them days.
So you had to run up the yard, take the torch.
And when you had the tin bath out, which room would you use that in?
In front room. Parlour, they called it. Yeah. When we were young, it used to be in front of fire.
On a Saturday night, we used to get in the bath, and you have to get in and hurry up because it used to go cold, and you had to boil the water up to get it warmed. And you say, oh, Michael's been there half an hour, it's going to be cold when I get in. And those were the days. And the big thing was when you come to empty it. Mum used to get an old pan and laid it out and put it down the sink, and then you would get those 2 handles, one at either end. You'd pick it up, and if you didn't pick it up together, it would slosh. Don't you have water all over the place? Again, it was part of the way we lived, you know. The houses were not made for bathrooms, whatever, in them days.
Aye, them was the days. Them were the days. But we were gay happy, and you know, we used to sing. We used to sing. My dad used to play spoons. He did, and he used to play a mouth organ as well. And we were happy kids because we were all singing. You know, we used to all sing together as well and have a good laugh. Yeah.
I mean, I can remember when it was Christmas at home, we used to hang our stocking up, and we got a tangerine and some nuts, and that was it. And if you got a selection box, oh, that was you. 6 foot if you got this selection box, and you got a doll. And the lads used to get a cowboy outfit. It just like a guns and that. I always wanted a doll's house, a doll's pram, but I never got one. My sister got a pram, but I never got a pram. She was youngest, so she got most things. We used to fight, and we used to have some fights among us, but you're always there for somebody. And my mother always had a goose. I think it was a goose when we were young. And she used to hang it back at the door till she started to pluck it all and take all the insides out.
My mother was a good cook, my dad was as well. But my father died at 61. Doctor said he had worked himself to death. He told him straight he'd worked himself to death. He said, well, he haven't had a lot of choice with 11 children. There was no birth pills or anything in those. There wasn't when I had 2 children quick. I said, that's me finish, I'm having no more. But no, there was no birth pill. There was, and I think people were ignorant as well. My mother couldn't have learned us anything because she didn't know anything. We could educate my mother, but things was a lot different in those days to what they are now. I mean, well, I don't know whether it's for the best or not. I mean, drugs, so if you took an aspirin, we thought we'd be in a devil.